Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Lords of Shadow 2. First off, a little backstory. The game was developed by Mercury Steam and published by Konami. It is the last game in the Lords of Shadow franchise. First being available on all platforms, the second only being available on the 3DS, which I didn't play, and the last one being on all platforms again. Most of the Castlevania video game franchise has been about the family of vampire hunters, the Belmonts, and Dracula, with most games having Dracula as the main and last boss. But in this game it took a different approach. In this game, you are Dracula. A neat little switch up into the gameplay. Now Castlevania has always been known for being a Metroid style type game, side-scrolling and whatnot. Now this isn't the first time that Castlevania has made its way to 3D. For the Nintendo 64, we saw the release of Castlevania 64, which, as you can see, can't really match the speed in which these games need to be played, so it tanked. I played the first one, that came out in 2010. Honestly, not that bad of a game. I'm reminded a lot of DMC or Devil May Cry. And like I said before, this is the third installment. Despite there being a 2 in the title, this is number 3. I will say, starting out though, the game does give a good recap on the last 2 games.
The Dragon, the Brotherhood of Light, fought against the onslaught of his dark armies, which laid waste to towns and villages across the land.
The story of Lords of Shadow 2 is a little hard to follow in places. It's got 2 distinct stories that really don't go hand in hand with each other. They're kind of just jumbled. At least at first, they come together at the very end. For me, personally, majority of the game feels, and it actually is, a giant fetch quest.
I will send you.
Can you find all the missing pieces for me, Father?
Go here, do that, come back, bring it to me, go away, go back over there. I'm telling you, go there. Nothing felt organic to me. It just...
You are looking for me, warrior. That you seek to obtain the power of my other half. You are brave and handsome. Would you not prefer to stay with me forever? I can show you many things, many pleasures.
Your empty promises mean nothing to me. You and your brothers have betrayed us all. You are the reason why the world is in darkness.
You are a fool, Gabriel. You think I don't know who you are? I cannot allow that. Nothing will stand in the way of his return. You see, my father takes this all very personally, as soon far out. You and your lackey have a date with hell, and my father will know that it was I, his beloved daughter, who sent you there. Lucifer in omnium meum negotria, regnas et in illos.
I hate to say that because this is the first Castlevania game that we've actually been able to control Dracula. Now, that doesn't mean the whole game is bad. It just feels like there's a lot of stretched out padding parts that made it stretch from a good 8-hour game to a meh 15 to 16-hour game. 20 hours if you want to get all the collectibles. It's not all bad, like I said. There are some points in the game that are very interesting, you know? Like, I like the toy maker part.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, known and respected by every man and child. Our hero works away happily in the castle of his dreams.
That was fun. That was actually really, it was legit a story that I wanted to know about, even though it didn't really go anywhere, but it was nice to know about. The dynamic between you and your son.
Then make me a promise.
What is it?
When this is over, choose your family.
That was the interesting part. When it gets the old is when you are in Dracula's castle. Best part of the whole game, hands down. But then when they shove you into the modern time, it really takes away from everything. In the first 8 hours of the game, you have to push through it. I had really bad flashbacks of Final Fantasy 13 in this thing. Not as bad, definitely not 50 hours before the game got good, but definitely not what you would like to have for a game you spent $60 on. There's a stealth sections, and this is what really pisses me off. Is that the stealth sections are because you're not strong enough to fight these things yet. But you are never strong enough to fight these things throughout the entire game. You're never strong enough. Which makes no sense. Because there's one stealth section which you do fight the boss, and he's very easy. He's incredibly easy. So why in the world would he kill you in one hit before that? The gameplay doesn't make any sense for that. The combat in this game feels very cut and paste of the first one. And that's not bad, considering that all the other Castlevanias have similar gameplay. But this feels pretty much copy-paste, with no real difference. The only difference is you're Dracula. Instead of a roll, you have a floaty, weird dodge thing. But the thing that messes it up is that it suffers from the first game's same flaw, is that the dodge animation lasts a tad too long. And look at this, look at this, look at this. When I dodge in the air, I go down. Who the heck goes down when they dodge? Why would that be part of the mechanics? Wouldn't you think if you can dodge in the air, you dodge to the side or you dodge away? No, you dodge down? What? That doesn't make any sense. The problem with the story in many ways is that they're so diverse at first, is that you don't, the two story paths, they're so diverse is that it doesn't feel organic. They don't really connect anything at all. So you don't care at all. These parts were so jarring for me that I just didn't really even care. As soon as I started having a connection with one, I got pulled into another one.
Choose your family.
I've already done that.
And that's really the worst part about it, is that you don't care about the characters. Biggest problem with Lords of Shadow 2 is the main character, Dracula, and his lack of motivation. In the first one, you're on a quest to find out who killed your wife.
Order, and that the power of the Lords of Shadow is the key.
And smite evil in a really badass way, I'm just gonna take out the Lords of Shadows. Not a bad motivation. But in this one, your motivation is, at least the beginning, is to kill yourself.
Legendary vampire killer. Your old weapon, if you recall. The only weapon capable of ending your immortal life. You thought it destroyed. But you see, you can have the eternal rest you crave after all. Because he's a tortured soul. Which, I do like that angle, but it's a very weak motivation. Especially since a very badass opening with, that we got at the beginning. The teaser trailer was awesome. Where he just became a dragon and, killed people. That was okay. And then you go to, I'm just sad all the time. You get all these cool powers, and then you just want to kill yourself at the very end? What? Why? Maybe it could work if it wasn't just Dracula and it was some other vampire. But it's fucking Dracula! Yeah, Dracula, the Prince of Darkness, the Lord of Shadow, if you will. Just wants to die. Kind of a lackluster motivation. Get all these cool powers and just what? Kill yourself? He's pretty mopey. And even when discovered later that his plan is actually to kill Satan, it doesn't really help. His emotion level never gets above mopey and lame. Never. It's just such a shame that they could have really done with this game. But no character motivation and a lack of a point. It kills the game for me. Now, if you like eye candy and only eye candy, and if you play the other two games and we just want to see how it ends, I guess pick it up. But I'm just gonna have to agree with everybody else and say it's just not worth it. You can find out for yourself. That's it, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you hated it. Give me a subscribe if you loved it. And I'll see you later.